What's up, guys? Dragonus Prime come back at you from my dungeon, and I've got another Prime Universe video for you where we take already established Marvel characters and names and give them all new origins. And this week, we're reimagining the Avengers. The darkness of night shrouded the X-Force facility, but it was no match for the ingenuity of Agent Viper. After all, he had planned to be imprisoned here all along. Knowing his plans and machinations could use some muscle, Viper, no longer an agent of the CIA, orchestrated a plan that would break free the recently reincarcerated Omega Red. Omega Red was recently brought back to the X-Force penal facility after being recaptured by the new hero, the Ant-Man, after a failed escape attempt. Viper started a prison riot, and during the chaos and confusion made his way to the control center, where he turned off the power dampeners being used to keep Omega Red's abilities in check. Freed and repowered, the two worked together to perform a daring escape, exploiting more of the facility's vulnerabilities. Before leaving the facility, though, Viper and Omega Red procured the magical artifact that X-Force held onto, the main reason that Viper allowed himself to be captured, the Amulet of Power. Viper's next step in his plan was almost as bold. He would seek out and form an allyship with the enigmatic Namor. Namor, who had been on the run since the cataclysmic battle in Times Square, where Black Knight had clashed with him. Unbeknownst to Namor, his escape had piqued the interest of Viper. Offering a deal of revenge and help getting off of Earth, Viper was able to convince Namor to join him and Omega Red. The three fugitives would rendezvous in secret, fueled by shared ambitions and a burning desire for supremacy. Viper's scheme would lead them to Transia, a mystical land nestled in the Carpathian Mountains. In Transia, the echoes of ancient magic lingered in the air, and legends of a powerful golem known as Iron Man held sway. Viper tapped into the residual magic of the realm, recharging the Amulet of Power and reawaking Iron Man from his centuries-long slumber, binding him to his will. The golem's eyes, once filled with benevolence, now gleamed with malice. Their alliance solidified. The newly formed Masters of Evil harnessed their combined might to amass power. In Richmond, Virginia, Captain America and Wasp were in the middle of stopping a scheme being carried out by a group of insurgents. The two heroes did not even realize that Viper and the Masters of Evil sought to seize a power-enhancing device from an R&D section of the military base. The intention was to amplify Namor's fire abilities. Captain America and Wasp were not even able to rest after stopping the insurgents. Wasp, using her advanced surveillance technology, intercepted a message that the Masters of Evil were attacking a military base. When the two arrived, a fierce battle unfolded. Unfortunately for our partnered heroes, the combined might of Iron Man's magical influence and Namor's now enhanced pyromancer abilities made it nearly impossible for the heroes to gain the upper hand. Triumphant, the Masters of Evil left the defeated protectors to their next destination. In upstate New York, Black Knight and Ant-Man arrived at a nuclear power plant that was on the verge of the meltdown. When they arrived, they were met by Viper and his nefarious allies. The two heroes battled Namor and Iron Man, not realizing they were a distraction. You see, the power plant was not going to melt down. Omega Red was draining the energy, transforming himself into an unstoppable juggernaut. Despite their valiant efforts, the heroes struggled against the tide of impending doom. With Omega Red fully powered, he alone easily overcame the armored-clad allies. Then the four foes made their escape again to their last destination. Meanwhile, in the bustling city of Chicago, Jessica Drew was giving a lecture to a visiting engineering school from St. Louis. She was speaking to them about her Hulk armor. In attendance to this lecture was Miguel O'Hara, the secret identity to the street-level vigilante from the Missouri city named Thor. Before Jessica could finish her lecture, the Masters of Evil arrived. Hulk and Thor immediately sprang to action, helping the civilians get to safety. Viper ordered his three overpowered partners to attack the two heroes. The two new allies found themselves entangled in a battle against the villains. While engaged in combat, Viper aimed to steal a Hulk suit, intending to use it as a weapon for his final goal. In the chaos that ensued, the heroes' might was no match for their foes, and Viper and the Masters of Evil made their escape. Wasp knew that she and Captain America could not handle these foes on their own, so she reached out to each of the four other heroes she had heard about. She set up a meeting point and requested the 6 defenders of justice all meet up in Indianapolis. To her luck and fortune, Thor, Hulk, Black Knight, and the Ant-Man all agreed to meet with her and Captain America. Overwhelmed by their separate confrontations with the Masters of Evil, and disheartened by their failures, tempers got the better of the gathered heroes, and they began to argue and bicker over why and how each failed. Recriminations flew as they attempted to make sense of the situation. Viper was able to also intercept Wasp's message to the heroes, and decided to use his Masters of Evil to take advantage of their de-unified nature. He ordered his allies to attack. Namor's flames grew so intense that it caused the heroes to retreat, but sadly that only drove them into the radioactive arms of Omega Red. He would have finished off the heroes completely with his powerful blasts of overpowered energy had Ant-Man, Black Knight, and Hulk quickly not create a protective energy barrier around the sextet. The blasts, though, were so strong it sent the heroes flying like a pinball shot from the plunger. They landed, and the protective shell shattered like glass at the feet of the immortal Iron Man. Bruised, battered, and at the edge of defeat, the heroes were ready to give up. As Iron Man raised his metallic hands, Captain America made one last attempt. He pleaded with the Golem, telling him how he had heard stories of his honor and bravery from centuries past, how he was a champion, a protector of humans, and asked him, please, to spare him and the others. Iron Man hesitated, ever so briefly, his eyes flickering with an emotion he hadn't felt since he returned. Empathy. Iron Man lowered his hands and told the heroes to leave. They were defeated, and there was nothing they could do to stop the Masters of Evil. After escaping, the heroes refused to give up, though. Realizing they could only stop this alliance by combining their formidable strength, the heroes set aside their differences. United in purpose, they decided to form a mighty alliance. The experience with Iron Man brought a realization to the group. It appeared that Iron Man was a prisoner of Viper. Their next goals were to free Iron Man from Viper's control and avenge all those that Viper had wronged. The newly united heroes launched a coordinated mission to free Iron Man from the clutches of dark magic. Wasp's technology, Captain America's tactical genius, Hulk and Thor's engineering expertise, Ant-Man's understanding of physics and science, and Black Knight's martial prowess, they would combine to break the magical hold over Iron Man. The heroes traveled to the Carpathian Mountains and the home village of Iron Man. Using their combined scientific might, they created an effect that would resemble a summoning spell. It was not a very strong one, and had the heroes done this in any other part of the world, Iron Man would not have felt the desire to adhere to it. But these avenging warriors picked this town on purpose, knowing that Iron Man would come to protect his home, and come to them he did. When Iron Man arrived, the heroes sprang their trap, entangling him in binds based on Kunlun technology. Hulk and Thor used their new invention they came up with Ant-Man to siphon the dark magic that was infused in his iron shell. As the magic waned, the Iron Man's consciousness returned, and he realized the horrors he had helped Viper do. He wished to make amends and bring that evil to justice, and he joined the heroes in their mission, his determination burning bright. With Iron Man restored to the side of good, the United Heroes confronted the formidable alliance of Viper, Namor, and Omega Red one last time. The battle was monumental, a clash of heroes and villains, each showcasing their unique powers and skills. As the battle raged on, Iron Man harnessed his magically enhanced abilities to counter Viper's technological advantage. Viper's control over the Amulet of Power waned, weakening the villain's stranglehold on the battle. The heroes' unity, strategy, and unwavering determination prevailed. Together, they outmaneuvered the Masters of Evil and disrupted Viper's use of the Amulet of Power, and was taken away from him, rendering him powerless. Viper, Namor, and Omega Red were apprehended once again, their ambitions of world domination thwarted by the combined might of the united heroes. With the villains defeated, the heroes took a moment to reflect on their journey and the power of unity. They realized they were stronger together, that their differences were assets, not weaknesses. In honor of their collective effort to avenge the wrongdoings of the Masters of Evil, the heroes decided to form a new team, an alliance that would stand ready to protect the world from any future threats. Calling themselves the Avengers, the guardians of justice and symbol of hope. Together, they vowed to defend the world no matter what challenges lay ahead. But those are stories for another day. So, there you have it, guys. There is my take on the Avengers, and this was a heck of a lot of fun to put together. If you guys have been watching the series, you know that this has been kind of building up to it, especially the last couple of videos. I've been setting the seeds of the plant that was being grown right here. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I've been really looking forward to doing this. This kind of is the big culmination of my phase 1. So I really appreciate you guys checking it out and sticking around for it. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe in case you want to see more. Because just because phase 1 done doesn't mean we're done completely. We've got many more phases coming. But what did you guys think of this? Did you guys like my take on the Avengers with the new twist on them? Did you guys, is there anything you would have done differently with the team? Just, you know, let's start a conversation down in the below. I'd love to geek out with y'all. But anyway, thank you again for checking this out. Thank you guys for constantly coming back and checking out my videos. I really appreciate it. And maybe we'll get the devil out in phase 2.